Hey guys, welcome back. Half Price Books had their massive yearly clearance sale, so I have a book haul to do. They do this every year. They set up shop within the Nutter Center, which is in Dayton, Ohio, and it's basically just a big theater, and they set up all these tables with books on them, and you can dig through. Everything is $2 or under. The very first book I got was Bad Monkey by Carl Hayson. I read quite a few of his books when I was a kid. I read books like Hoot and whatnot, and he was always really funny. So I've been wanting to read some of his adult novels. So there's one of them right there. Reading Like a Writer, a guide for people who love books and those who want to write them by Francine Prose. Heard a lot about her nonfiction, so pick this one up. I really love the cover on that and the spine. Very nice. I was super excited to find this one. It is Midnight Sun by Ramsey Campbell. This is a hardcover, first edition. It's in perfect shape, and it has the Mylar dust jacket. One of my local bookstores has a copy of this in stock, and it's like $8, I think. So I've been eyeing it for a while, but then I wound up finding this for just $2. So very good deal. And I picked up this one just because I thought it was really cool. It is 10,000 Ghost Stories. What's unique about this is that, for one, it's spiral bound, and do is open to this page, and as you can see, these are all separate pages right here, and you can open to any section, anything in the middle, so let's do that, anything toward the end, so we'll do that. The pictures don't always match up very well, but what you're doing is you're picking a beginning, a middle, and an end, so it doesn't matter what you pick, the story's always going to make sense. So I just thought that was really cool. The next one I got is Ghostly Encounters by Jeff Scott Cole and Jonathan Robson. I just like ghost books, so yep, pick that one up. I used to check this out from the library over and over again when I was a kid, and that is Vampire, the Terrifying Lost Journal of Dr. Cornelius Van Helsing. And this is basically just one of those big books where there's little flaps that you can unfold, little envelopes that you can open and read what's inside. It's just one of those big scrapbook kind of things. I also picked up 2 books in the Sookie Stackhouse series, which I've never read. I've just been trying to pick up the hardcovers whenever I find them for cheap. And the same goes for Kim Harrison's Hollow series. Whenever I find them for a good price, I'll pick them up in hardcover. And then to go along with that, I also got the Hollows Insider by Kim Harrison as well. And similar to the Hollows Insider, I also picked up the Vampire Companion. This is a companion guidebook to Anne Rice's Vampire Chronicles, and this looks pretty thick, and it looks very detailed, so I thought that was interesting. I also got The Throat by Peter Straub. Hopefully I can get this massive sticker off the cover, but otherwise it's in perfect condition. I also picked up volume 3 of the Vampire Diaries sequel series. It's called The Return. This is by L.J. Smith. I read her Secret Circle series and I really enjoyed it, so I'm just picking up her Vampire Diaries books whenever I can find them for cheap as well. The Murder Complex by Lindsay Cummings. I've been wanting to pick this one up for a while and give it a shot, so I was really happy when I found that for $2. Rebel Heart by Maura Young. This is the second book in the Dustland series, so now I have all 3 books. I also picked up the first 3 books in the Touch series, which is one I've been interested in for a while. The first book is called Deadly Little Secret. The second book is Deadly Little Lies. And the third book is Deadly Little Games. I picked up A Tale from Camp Crypt. I love Tales from the Crypt. It is one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite comic book series of all time. So I'm excited to read this one. I picked up Charmed, Kiss of Darkness. I love Charmed. It's one of my favorite shows. Next is More Tales for the Midnight Hour. I have the first book, and I didn't even know there was a second one, so now I have both. Here is To Die For by Christopher Pike. This is a bind-up of 2 of his late 80s, early 90s horror novels. So it's got Slumber Party and Weekend. I hate this cover. I much prefer the original covers for the books, but this is a nice sized book. The font is much larger than it is in those mass market paperbacks from the 80s. So it's going to be a more convenient reading copy. But that's about it. Next I have A Midsummer's Night Scream by R.L. Stine. I've been meaning to pick this one up for a long time. $2, can't beat it. Next, I have book number 6 in R.L. Stine's Fear Street Sagas series. This is called Daughters of Silence. And then this is book number 17 in R.L. Stine's Ghosts of Fear Street series. This one is called House of a Thousand Screams. I also picked up a couple books in the Animorphs series. This one is book number 53, The Answer. It's been a long time coming, but I finally almost have all of these books. And then I was very excited to find this one right here. This is called Animorphs, the Hork-Bajir Chronicles. This is so freaking hard to find in good condition. I have found numerous copies of this book in hardcover, and I've owned it in paperback a couple of times. But it's just very difficult to find in nice condition. But this one is brand new. It even has the Mylar plastic cover over the dust jacket. It's beautiful. So happy to finally have this. It's been a very long search. I also found a couple of Nancy Drew books. This one is called The Clue of the Tapping Heels. This is actually a UK edition from the 70s. I have never seen one of these in person before, so I was very excited to find this. And then I also got one of the later books in the series that have terrible covers. This one is called The Trouble at Lake Tahoe. Next is Paranorman. This is a novelization of the movie. I love that movie. I watch it every year now for Halloween. It's become a little bit of a tradition of mine, and I'm very excited to read the novelization of it. And then I found this beautiful thing. It's called 13 Treasures by Michelle Harrison. And last but not least, I found The Indigo King, which is book number 3 in this series with an incredibly long title. I had book number 2 of this already, so I've been trying to track down a copy of number 1. So now I have 2 and 3. So I can't read it, but I have it, so there we go. And that's all I have to show you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.